What is up, everyone? It's your boy Infrar-Ed. Welcome to the Scott Reports. Today I bring you an anime review of Bungou Stray Dogs episode 9. I'm getting hyped to see this series every week now, and just like Joker Game, and just like with this series, I feel like I'm saying the same thing every week. Like how I said Joker Game was going down in quality, even though last 2 episodes were pretty good. Bungo just keeps getting better and better each episode. As it started out rough, I admit, a lot of people dropped this series. I don't even know if it's a lot of people still watching it right now because of the weird pacing that it had. You know, the mixture of action, comedy, and drama that at first, even I admit, it was a little bit too overwhelming in one department on everything. You had one episode that was all comedy. You had a straight up Savage episode. And you had one that tried to mix everything together, but it didn't go too well. But at least the past 4 episodes of this series has melded all those things together into one, and it just comes out so smooth that you get close to, I won't say close to perfection, but you definitely get a series that you can trust in every week to bring that greatness like Bungou Stray Dogs is doing right now. And this week it was no exception, as we get backstory with Dazai and Akutagawa, and we get to see a little bit more of like a parallel between the Port Mafia and the D agency, and I'll get to that in a bit. But without further ado, let's get down to the breakdown, and I'll talk about what I need to there. So our episode starts off with Kyoka in the infirmary being taken care of by a doctor at the agency. Atsushi's outside waiting for her to get well. However, Kunikina is not cool with keeping this girl here. Says she's an assassin. She's killed over 35 people in the last 6 months. She's Port Mafia. It would just be bad business for her to be here. So we can take care of her. We can make sure she's okay. But he tasked Atsushi with taking her to the military police without her knowing, because she can't go back to Port Mafia because she'll be killed. And they don't want to keep her because having someone like that in their company is only going to bring trouble to the D agency. So he sends him off on his own mission to escort her to the military police. However, he feels bad about doing it because he feels a connection to Kyoka because she was an orphan just like him. And they end up going out on a day on the town. Meanwhile, while that's going on, we see Dazai. As you know, he was captured at the end of the next episode, but he has absolutely no worries about being captured. As he's sitting there chained up, he's singing his little double suicide song as Akutagawa comes downstairs to greet him. He wrecks him and puts his Rashomon around his neck, but you know Dazai can eliminate the ability if it touches him, so he just cancels it out. He's like, what are you doing? You know you can't hurt me. From there, Akutagawa just starts to savagely beat him hand to hand, saying, as long as I don't use my ability, I can kill you whenever I want to. So, give us the were-tiger, and because I have history with you, I might just cripple you instead of killing you. But you know Dazai. Dazai is so cool, calm, and collective. He's not even fazed by Akutagawa's threats right now. As we get some backstory on it, you see when Dazai was in Port Mafia, Akutagawa was actually his mentee, or like his student. So it's a parallel there. You're going to see a lot of parallels in this episode. It's a parallel there because Akutagawa was basically Dazai's Atsushi when he was in not D agency, I was thinking about Joker Game, when he was in Port Mafia. And he took him in, you know, he trained him, so I'm pretty sure we're going to get a backstory to see what happened with those guys. But it was the same type of situation. Dazai even starts to clown Akutagawa a little bit by saying, you are a horrible student, you are a slow learner, your ability is useless, and my new student is by far better than you by any means. Of course, that doesn't make him happy by any sense, as he just starts to savagely beat Dazai. As we cut away and go back to Atsushi, he's on the town with Kyoka. Also, before they left, you know, Kunikina was saying that he was basically trying to interrogate her to get more information out of her, as we learned that with her ability, someone has to use that cell phone of hers in order for her to use it. It was confirmed that that was Akutagawa. I mean, we found that out last episode, but it was confirmed who it was to the crew this episode. And she wasn't talking at first. However, she did say, if you guys get me some tofu, I'll sing like a canary, as they go out on the town. And since he's not cool with her being around anyway, he sticks Atsushi with the bill. And poor guy, he is basically fitting the bill and paying for everything as they're out in the town. She wants candy, she wants this, she wants that, she wants a little stuffed animal prize. And he's buying everything he can, even though he's almost broke. But he gets satisfaction out of it at the same time, as again, he likes her, he feels some type of connection to her. And we also find out that she's actually pretty knowledgeable, as she memorized places in the city and gave him a little bit of history lesson of things that he didn't even know. They went on a nice little Ferris wheel. They just had a nice time all along. But she does feel high regret for what she done in the past, and she was actually leading Atsushi to the military police as she was about to turn herself in. Out of nowhere, Atsushi gets wrecked by Akutagawa Rashomon, picking him up in the air and wounding his chest, as he not only takes Atsushi captive, he also takes Kyoto captive by saying that we're not going to kill you because your ability is very useful. We're just going to hold you hostage and continue to use her, as this is bad for her because she wanted to get away from Port Mafia. She wants to atone for her sins. So now Akutagawa has both Atsushi and Kyoka hostage, and he's driving away with them. Word gets out to the agency that Atsushi's been kidnapped, and Kunakina and surprisingly Rampo both are shuffling their feet about going to save him. They don't want him back, saying that if he got caught, that's on him. He wasn't really a member of us anyway. We don't want any more trouble with Port Mafia than we already have. They're deciding on what to do. They're kind of pushing it to the side, say maybe we can look for him after we take care of this and split up. However, Naomi, who is now well, gets tired of waiting for them to make a decision. She comes in with the president of the armed agency, who basically comes in and says that Atsushi is one of us. I'm ashamed of how you guys are acting right now, that you're not even trying to take action to go get him. Go find him now, or you're suspended, which raises an eyebrow with Rampo, even though he doesn't show too much urgency. And right now, Kunakina is really scrambling, trying to find everything. And while they're looking for information, they find safe houses and leads to things that would lead to him. However, it would end up being a trap by the Port Mafia, so they just got a bad lead. The president at that point goes up to Rampo, wakes him up because he was asleep, and says, look, we need to find this guy. If you find him, I will give you praise. Which he just wakes up and all of a sudden is like, since you put it that way. And then he's able to find Atsushi in like 15-20 seconds with using ultra deduction, which we know isn't a power, but he still thinks that is his ability. And that's why I love Rampo. He's just such a great character. He's great comedy, and he's very smart. And he's laid back too, like he wasn't even trying. And then all of a sudden, you threaten his job or you threaten to give him praise. He's like, okay, I'll find him. So they get a lead on where Atsushi is, finally. Then we cut back to Dazai, who we also meet another member of the Port Mafia by the name of Chuyu. And Chuyu, again, another parallel, is basically the Port Mafia version of Kunakina to Dazai, right down to the personality and how the two roll off of each other as far as seriousness and comedy. And he goes down to Dazai saying that, you know, I still owe you a fight. You kind of left me out of nowhere and we never did settle the score. And as he's getting ready to slash and get to free Dazai, he all along, he knew that Dazai wouldn't get captured that easy. So he confirms that by saying, you're right. I'm here for a reason. And these two are actually about to throw hands, as we see that Dazai was able to free himself all along, as he has something up his sleeve. And now we have a new character who is ready to throw some hands with Dazai. So maybe we'll get to see him fight again. That cuts out the episode from them. And with the guys over at the armed agency, we find out that Akutagawa is taking Atsushi out of the country, outside the jurisdiction, so wherever they go, the Port Mafia will be safe, and the armed agency won't be able to apprehend them if they get out of the state or out of the country. However, the president gives Kunakina the keys to a high-speed vessel in order for him to get there in time. As the race is on, that ends our episode, and next week is going to be even more hype, as we're about to get a smackdown fight between Akutagawa and Atsushi. the trailer for it or the preview for it looked boss. I can't wait. And this is probably the hypest I've been for Bungou Stray Dogs since I've been reviewing it. And it just keeps going up and up. And then we got, what, 3 episodes left? We got 10, 11, and 12. Now, this is confirmed to have 24 episodes, but I think it's going to take a break and everything is heading to a steaming end. We got Dazai, he's about to go into battle. We got Kunikina rushing to save Asushi. Asushi is now about to fight Akutagawa. It's a phenomenal episode. I just gotta clap my hands for it, and I can't wait till next week. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode. Are you excited for this fight that's coming up? Are you interested in learning more about Chuyu, or what do you think his story is with Dazai? I'm interested in knowing more about Dazai's past with Port Mafia, so that's going to be exciting as well. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Be sure to join me tomorrow as I review Cabineria, the Iron Fortress, another series that has me on the edge of my seat, and I just can't wait. Can't wait to get home from work to see that tomorrow. And of course, we start the fun all over again with Hype Friday with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and close it out. As I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me, and I really appreciate that. So thanks for stopping by. This your boy Infrar-Ed signing out. See you soon.